Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello Prof. Sharifah. I am Nuril Ashkin Menti Muhammad. In this video, I would like to present my proposal of my project entitled Development of Poverty Indicator with Aggregated Weight and its Relationship with Poverty Index Scores using Beta Regression Model. Chapter 1 Introduction. Background of study. The concept of poverty. There are two approaches of poverty that have been agreed generally, which are monetary approach and geographical approach. Most of research in the poverty area are measured by monetary approach. Monetary approach are expenditure-based metric or income-based metric, while geographically approach is area-based targeting. Poverty line income. Malaysia's National Poverty Line Income or PLI 2016 has classified poverty into two groups, which are poor and hardcore poor category. A poor category refers to the group of households with monthly incomes lower than food poverty line. Meanwhile, hardcore poor category are considered if they earning less than half of the PLI. The table shows the rate of Malaysia's national PLI by Economic Planning Unit. In 2007, Malaysia established Sistem Bank Data Kemiskinan Nasional that called IKASih system. It is to cap the complete data of the poor and hardcore poor family to help the government plan, execute, and track Malaysia's poverty eradication program. Problem statement. The differences in development between regions, states and rural-urban areas maintain the wide gap even though the economic growth was reported by all the states in this country. Since the past research has tended to focus on state level rather than smaller area in Kedah, therefore, this study is able to fill this gap by developing the poverty index among districts in Kedah. To avoid bias estimators and hypothesis tests, regression techniques that are suitable to the analysis of bounded outcomes are needed. As the poverty index lies between 0 and 1, so this study will apply the beta regression to analyze the relationship between poverty indicators and poverty index score. There are 5 objectives to answer the research questions. Firstly, to compute the aggregated weight for poverty indicators. Second, to develop poverty index and rank the alternative. Thirdly, to construct a geographical map of poverty index. Fourth, to model the relationship between poverty indicators and poverty index scores. And the last one is to evaluate the predictive accuracy of beta regression model. Scope of the study. Kedah State has been selected to map the locality of poor and hardcore poor household. Kedah was located on the northwestern corner of Peninsular Malaysia. The state is quite small with the area close to 3,600 square miles and the population slightly over 2 million people that are from 12 districts. Next, significance of the study. It will be useful for the parties related such as government, NGOs, academic research and publics. This is important to these parties because the results may provide poverty changes information in Kedah. Based on the critical information provided, the government can design appropriate policies to reduce higher poverty among Kedah. It is also could be useful in policy formulation that will go towards strengthening the poverty planning program. Meanwhile, the study also could be beneficial to NGOs in order to find an effective way to provide more targeted aids to the hardcore poor and poor people in Kedah. In addition, the study also gives benefits to the future researchers because it can provide baseline information about the factors that impact higher poverty rates in Malaysia. Moreover, it could help those people who live in poverty category to motivate themselves to have a better education so that it can enhance the economic productivity in this country. So, this study will benefit more than a party in this current era. Chapter 2 Literature Review. This chapter is a review of literature that consists of 7 subsections. Firstly, index development. Second, factors that affecting poverty index. This subsection contains 6 criteria that have been discussed by other researchers, which are strata, size of household, age of household head, education, employment and skills, disease and disable. Thirdly, MCDM that reviewed the subjective approach and objective approach. Moreover, geographical mapping, and the last one is beta regression modeling. Chapter 3, Methodology. This chapter discusses the methods applied to achieve the goals in this chapter and enlighten the process of methodology, which are data collection, determination of objective weight and subjective weight, development of poverty index, poverty mapping by district in Kedah, modeling beta regression, and validation for beta regression model. It is important to select the correct and effective method to ensure the data and conclusion are accurate and reliable. The type of the study are applied research. Moreover, this study is a mixed method approach where it is a combination of quantitative and qualitative methods. Stage 1. Data collection is defined as procedure of gathering information. Primary data is an original data which it was collected by hand from pure sources. Besides, secondary data are simply reachable but are not original as they have undertaken through many statistical analyzation before. In this study, the primary data will be collected by interviewing the expert from JKM, PBBNK, and JPNK, while the secondary data are collected from ICU JPM. Next, stage 2. Determination of criteria weight for each poverty indicator. In this study, the aggregated weights will be computed by combining both the critic objective and rank order centroid subjective weight, which will balance both perspectives of evaluation. Weight. Rank order centroid or ROC is a simple way of giving weight to a number of items ranked according to their importance. The decision makers usually can rank items much more easily than give weight to them. This method takes those ranks as inputs and converts them to weight for each of the item. Based on the ROC method, if there are n criteria, the subjective weight for the criteria ranked in Z positions is evaluated as follows. Weight. Critique method. This stage determines weights based on the values of the estimated parameter from the best indicators in Kedah poverty. In describing poverty behavior in Kedah, the criteria with the highest weight will be considered as important criteria. This study conducted by using critique approach to determine the weighting criteria by the following steps. Firstly, normalize the decision metric. Second, calculate standard deviation parameter for each criteria. Third, determine the symmetric matrix of n by n with element rjk, which is the linear correlation coefficient between the vectors sj and sk. Fourth, calculate measure of the conflict created by criterion j with respect to the decision situation defined by the rest of criteria. Fifth, determining the quantity of the information in relation to each criterion. And the last one is determining the objective weight by using this formula. Aggregated weight. This method will combine both the subjective expert opinions and the objective data-driven values will balance both perspectives of evaluation. The proposed aggregation method provides a new way to reflect both weight, which overcomes the disadvantages of these two individual approaches. Stage 3. Poverty index will be developed by using simple arithmetic mean, which is mean the sum of the product of the normalized scores with the corresponding aggregated weight of the criteria. Then, stage 4. Poverty mapping by using GIS software. This software enables analyzing of data based on location and lead to hotspot analysis. The maps are used to analyze the hotspots which have higher incidence of poverty. Stage 5. By using beta regression model, it is to model the relationship between poverty characteristic and poverty index scores. It is a generalization of logic models to situations where the response is bounded by the interval 0, 1. It is a fully parametric approach, assuming that the dependent variable follows a beta distribution with density function with regression coefficient give the additional increase or decrease in the log odds of the response variable. Next, stage 6. A cross-validation method will be used to evaluate the predictive accuracy of beta regression model. Expected findings. Firstly, to define the priorities of the poverty indicators. Next, the aggregated weights will be computed by combining both the subjective experts' opinions and the objective data-driven values. Moreover, the proposed poverty index will be used to rank the level of poverty for both poor and hardcore poor categories among 12 districts. Furthermore, a new geographical map of poverty index using Geographic Information System or GIS of each district in Kedah. And lastly is the relationship between poverty indicators and poverty index scores can be accessed by using beta regression model. The last part is Gantt chart. This is the planning of the activities that consists 4 chapters that will be completed by the end of week 36. The indicators shows that the blue dots is actual durations, while the plain blue is planning duration. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.